What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we are back on Forza Horizon 4, and today we're going to be showing off this BMW M4. Now, this is a very special M4. Obviously, it's got the Liberty Walk wide body on. Obviously, it's got the no limits and Need for Speed rap stuff, just because that was just... it's an easy choice. Stop judging me, please. But the reason why this car is actually special is because this is one of the very few cars in this game that I've gone to the lengths to tune with. I don't tune a lot of cars, to be honest, just because of how long it takes, the process behind it. But this is one of the cars that I've spent time tuning, and in my opinion is the best S1 car I own. Now, if I go over, I'm going to share this tune so you guys can go ahead and try it out for yourselves. I'm going to talk a bit about the tune in this video, but I do also want to show it off just in this video normally. This tune was actually a tune I had back in Horizon 2, and I kind of just adapted it over to this. Back when I did a racing league in Horizon 2, I actually used an M4 back then, and I thought I just kind of bring it over and make a few tweaks so it adjusts to this game. Anyway, I'm going to flick through just so you guys can see pretty much every aspect of this has changed, other than maybe the tires and the brakes, and I think everything else has changed. Again, it will be up on the store under my name and stuff, so if you do want to go ahead and have a look, you can have a look. But I'm going to talk a bit about the tune, going to talk a bit about racing with it, and then we're going to take it for a race, and I'm going to show you guys some things. Now, the first thing about this tune specifically is it is all-wheel drive. Now, you also may have realised that I did say this was a tune that I first originally worked on in Horizon 2. For those that don't know, you can import your tunes from the older games into the newer games. Now, obviously, that game was very all-wheel drive based, and it was very understeery, so I kind of tuned for that. Now, when I first started on the tune, I could tell that in-game that it was really understeery. Felt very similar to Horizon 2. Since then, I've made a few changes, and it feels a lot less understeery than before, and in some cases, you can get a bit of oversteer if you provoke it. A lot of car terms here. What does this mean for all the non-car people? It means that you won't go off the road and die. Now, a competitive racing league is something which I have been thinking about for this game, because there isn't really anything in place as of yet. I really do hope they sort out the PvP, but if that doesn't become the case, I can see me doing one with it being S1 road cars to begin with. This car is just rapid. It's literally just rapid. To prove that, we're going to go ahead and take this into race. I'm going to show you guys how rapid this truly is. I cannot express how proud I am of this build. Like I said, I never do tunes, pretty much ever. Never do tunes. I never see the need to do them. I just use the car stock because usually they're alright. I've done the gearing ratios. That's how deep this goes. Now, I want to make this abundantly clear. I'm not making out like this is the most overpowered car in the game. That's definitely not the case. There's probably a car in S1 somewhere which is ridiculously overpowered. What I'm trying to say in this video is this is my S1 racing car. This is the best car I've found for S1 racing, and I'm going to prove why now. Now, because this car is all-wheel drive, it means that you can actually use it in most of the seasons. With rear-wheel drive cars, you can't really use them in winter, nor can you particularly use them in spring, because otherwise you just be wheel spinning everywhere. Viboxing, can you just fuck off? But you'll notice with this, even though it's all-wheel drive, it's still really fucking nimble. I like my cars to have rear-wheel drive tendencies, and this definitely doesn't feel like an all-wheel drive car in the slightest. One thing you'll notice as well if you download the tune is that it's really focused to accelerating fast. The gears are very short, and that is all to do with, you know, like the car's kind of the way it's set up. On the motorways, in the big long stretches, you're probably not going to have too much luck, but in the corners, that's really where you're going to be aiming your time, because the car is so light, because everything is set up to just be a car that really grips around corners. And you see it wants to oversteer there, but it's just catching itself because I've tuned this to perfection. S1's really weird in this game because it's kind of a mix of like having the hypercar and a supercar. So you either have a really jacked up supercar or a weak hypercar in that class. So taking something like this and actually getting to tune it, obviously this has a wide body and stuff, it's really cool because I feel like that's what S1 is in this game. Proved there, that was relatively easy. I believe I was on highly skilled driver task, so the one below unbeatable, and like that was relatively easy. I honestly don't like usually spend a lot of time doing this. It is one of those things that I just decided to do just because I wanted to be a bit more competitive, and I definitely think if you're playing in the higher ranked skill leagues, and if you're actually going in with teams and stuff, I think actually having tunes like this might really help. So all I can really say is to encourage you to go onto the store, download the tune, give it a go. I found that all-wheel drive saloon cars in S1 are very good as a whole. The Alpha is another car, the Giulia is another car that I've tried to put a tune on, and that's also done very well. So all I can say is actually get out there, change a few things around and see what's going on. And if you guys know any good cars to tune or any good S1 cars generally, make sure to go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below. That's what we're out here. We're out here to help our fellow brethren. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this relatively short video about this M4. I didn't want to ramble on for too much longer because it just felt like it would drag out. So that is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe and peace.